Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to rotate properly in twos and how to make the game easy for your teammates. Okay, so we're going to go over some replays and I'm going to take you through my decision making, take you through certain things I think about in the game to try and understand my thinking and my thought process. And then after we go through that, at the end, I'm going to take you step by step on how to improve at rotation and how to improve overall at the game. Okay, so this kickoff goes straight into our corner and this guy takes my boost. So right here, I'm thinking I have to force a play for my teammate. If I force anything from this guy, then my teammate should have a free ball, or because he hasn't got control of the ball, I can just 50 him, which I do. And then from this position I need to quickly go back post and I'll follow the pad line because I'm 0, so like this, and then I'll wait for my teammates play. So I'm covering the shot, I'm covering the clear to the right side, and then I'm also covering if my teammate gets beat. So it does go to the right side, so I go back for boost here, let my teammate go for it. So I play patient here. The reason why I play patient here is because I don't have to rush anything. He has full control of the ball. The only thing I need to do is take that control away from him. So I force him to take a touch there, and then I should have full control. Pinch the upfield to try and keep the pressure. I couldn't go for a shot there because he beat me, but the pressure was good enough. I rotate back front post here to cover the beat or the backboard pass. I do need to dodge the bump here. This was bad for me, I probably should have jumped, but I do bump him back, which is really effective. Wait for my teammates clear here, I'm going to let him go. I push up close to the corner here. I kind of push up a bit too close and I make myself awkward. Try and keep it in the corner, and now my teammate should make him lose control, which is good. I get a really bad touch here, miss control. I do get the save though, and then this should probably be a free goal. Yeah, this is a goal. The reason why I got the save and then went forward is because my teammate had a free ball there, so I quickly flipped forward while flipping through the pad line, as you can see here. And the reason I flipped through the pad line is so I have just enough to get this shot off before they can rotate back. Okay, so another kickoff here. Decent kickoff, that's a really bad 50 from me though, but hopefully teammate should have this. I'm probably going to try bump this guy to alleviate the pressure that my teammate has on him. Yeah, so I go for the bump here. I end up not getting the bump, so I just tap it up to my teammate and hope that he can do something with it. Yeah, so that pop made it really easy for my teammate to go for a play. Unlucky on the shot there. Now I spawn in here. I take this approach so that I'm closing off the majority of the goal. I do leave myself a chance to be faked here, but he flicks quite early. But I would much rather defend from this side with a few extra pads than this side. I'm now waiting in net for my teammate's pass. He's passed it across. I get a good 50. I get another quick touch and then a good pass there. And my teammate is in perfect position waiting for the pass. And the reason why my teammate pushes up for this pass is because I beat one with the 50, so then it turns it into a 2v1 and the pass is free after that. Okay, so another kickoff. Good kickoff there. Good control from my teammate. I'm going to go for this boost. A lot of people would just push straight into like in front of the goal here, but I see the ball's bouncing, so I can have time to go for the boost. So after this shot, this guy has full control, and you have two decisions here. You can either go to the backboard and try and defend it with little boost, or you can try and block off his control straight away. I chose to block off his control straight away here. I didn't end up getting a touch, but I did force him really high, which gave my teammate a lot of time to get back, so that was a good play there. I then wait for my teammate's touch here, miss the ball because I'm bad, and then I have a free net and I miss it again because I'm bad. So I'm pushing into this corner, he loses control. I completely missed the ball, but I have enough time to get the pass back. Good touch from my teammate, so now a 1v1. He gets a good 50 into the corner there. I'm going to pressure this corner. Misses the touch. My teammate also pressured the corner, so I had to quickly go back because I didn't want to cause an overcommit. I then see he doesn't have the greatest control there, so I quickly challenge after rotating back, and then it's a free double. And this is how the game ended, so we'll go over one more replay. Okay, so game 2, this is how it starts. We got a kickoff, decent 50. I'm gonna have to go back here, maybe take some pads. Gonna have to just wait for my teammate's force here. He's trying to force control back to me, which he does really well. I have control here. Okay, so with this sort of situation where you see them taking control, you do want to go back as quick as you can and just wait for your teammate to force. Teammate ends up getting a touch. Again, I have two options here. I need to read what he's doing. So he could either be taking that up the corner for like an aerial play, or he could be trying to pinch that. Because he jumps so early, I feel like he's going to pinch that. So instead of like waiting around mid, I then rush in front of the goal to try and get the shot. I don't manage to get the shot because the pinch was really fast, but again, it's just about reading your teammate and understanding what they're doing before, like as soon as they start doing it. So I can see, because he's tapped that up the wall quite quickly and then he's jumped straight away, I understand he's pinching instead of going up. So I try and quickly make it into mid, and unlucky I'm not getting the shot there. So after this pinch in the corner that we almost scored from, I see that they are in a double commit position here where they're over committing. So if you get a good challenge here, because this guy also doesn't have full control, he's not actually that close to the ball. If you get a good challenge off there, it can most of the time be an open net. But I don't think we end up getting anything here. We do double commit, but still, if you see this sort of thing happen in game, where both of the opponents are in around about the same position, and also one of them doesn't have control, you can always challenge that. This is another situation that happens often as well. Someone goes for a dribble, back boost gets taken, and you have a decision here. Do you support your teammate or do you go back? Most of the time, again, it's just all about reading your teammate. I'm trying to read what he actually can do as early as possible. So if we go back a second, after I take this mid boost, he has got no momentum. He's got a flip, and it doesn't look like he has much boost because it looks like he just used it. So the only thing he can do here is probably pinch or flip it to the ground. So me staying close is risky because his plays aren't that high chance of going in. So I play a little bit slower, a little bit more defensive here. Ends up going back to my corner. So I rotate back to the corner, and then here you basically have a free play. It was a good demo from my teammate as well, and I end up scoring this. It's the same with reading your opponents in defense as well. I have to look at his options here. He's again got no momentum. He probably doesn't have enough boost to get it over me. So I play really slow, so he basically has to come towards me. And then the only thing here is basically a catch or a pogo. He ends up going for a pogo, which I've already read, so I get full control there. As you can see, I'm driving really slow, just making him drive towards me. I see the pogo, so I turn around, and then I get full control. I can pass that off to my teammate, and then my teammate has a free play here. I end up not going to support him here, which I probably should have. I probably should have stayed close here instead of going for the back boost. So instead of me going back here, I could have just drove down the wall and then ended up following him up here, and it would have been an open net. Okay, so in this sort of situation where you're sort of commit in the corner and your teammate goes, you're then sort of in a 2v1. You want to instantly try and move, especially if you have boost, instantly try and move to just get the guy trying to bump you thinking about where you actually can go. If you stay in a position where you jump too early, you're an easy target, whereas I instantly cut my rotation there into mid to also apply pressure on the second man to rush, because maybe I could rush this, but then I don't rush it. I do force him there though, because he does think I'm going to rush it instead of fake challenging again, and then I end up having a free save there and I get us out of the 2v1. And then after this 2v1, I have not a lot of boost here, but I try and just buy some time for my teammate, and he reads me well, and then we can get out of defense and maybe we can get an attack from this. We end up taking it back to our corner. I have free control here, good touch. I get bad control here, but again a really early read from my teammate, and that's another goal. So it's again my teammate just reading me really quickly that I can't get the greatest touch here from how I'm landing. I'm not going to get the best touch here, and he reads my touch infield there, and he's just instantly there for the shot. It was a sort of similar situation in this corner. I had to move quickly to dodge the bump. It was a good force from my teammate. I end up not getting the boost, but I get a good challenge there, and then I'm just going for a low 50 here because I know that it's awkward for him to save, and that's another goal. And that is how the game ends. So the three main things I want you to have in your mind when rotating is rotate for your teammate and where you think your teammate would need you to be. The second thing being passing. I wouldn't actually recommend passing that much, like at all, barely in twos, unless it's like an 100% play or it's like a 2v1 because someone's overcommit. A lot of the time a pass in twos is just a double commit, especially if you don't pull it off, because obviously it's a full commit because you're both going. Like most of the time what I've seen is people will go for passes in like diamond or champ all the time, or people will complain that their teammate doesn't pass all the time, but it's actually the right play half the time. The wrong play is you actually being in the position for the pass, because you're not actually meant to be in that position, especially if, again, if the game is about reading your teammate and you want to win, read that your teammate doesn't pass them. A lot of the time they'll complain that their teammate doesn't pass, but you can use it as an advantage. Like a lot of the time, if your teammate doesn't pass, then you can always be there for defensive touches or 50s or however they like to play. You can always be there for that, and just become a player that is adaptable in any situation with any teammate, and you'll end up ranking up so quickly through doing this. And bearing in mind, if you genuinely want to become like very high level at this game and you want to reach like SSL and things like that, you will need to become adaptable as a player anyway. So learning this as early as possible is the best thing you can do. And the third most important thing would be, in my opinion, is how you use your boost. If you rotate back and you grab boost or something like that, and then you go for a solo play, I want you always saving. As you can see literally here, I go for a aerial play, go for a flip reset, and then I land and I keep 34 boost, and now I'm stuck in their goal, no momentum. I've got a little bit of momentum with a bit of boost, and the reason why I can rotate out so quickly and recover so quickly is because I saved some boost. You always want to try and save minimum 15 boost for recovery and things like that. You'll end up realizing that you never actually full commit your position as long as you always save boost, because you can always recover really fast. And then take note, when you are rotating back from one of these plays, you want to always keep being proactive. This can be like a thing with ball cam and stuff. You want to always notice when you can turn for a free ball, or when you can maybe go for a demo because someone's out of position, or like if you notice your teammate has like complete full control of the ball, like that's probably the best time to go for a demo and things like that, because it's a lot easier 1v1 than a 2v1 for your teammate. And it won't overcommit you too much, because as I said, your teammate's got full control of the ball, so it shouldn't be too hard of an overcommit anyway. So you basically just want to be being proactive on your rotations back, and then on your rotation forwards you want to be reading your teammates. And then when rotating forward and trying to help your teammate in attacks and things like that, always try and read him and make sure you're trying to, because you're not in communication and things like that, or most of the time you won't be if solo queuing obviously, you want to try and read him before he's even read himself. Like read his positioning and try and understand what he can even do from his position before he even knows. But a lot of the time you can understand what someone's going to do. Like the play before, I understood that my teammate had low momentum, he had just used most of his boost, but he does have a flip, so the only thing he can really do from that position is pinch or something like that. So try and read the positioning and the boost of your teammate before it actually happens. And learning this sort of skill will genuinely rank you up so much and so fast, because the way of thinking is the way of thinking of top 100 players. Okay, well I don't really want this sounding like homework, but I'm going to give you a main goal and then 3 or 4 mini things you can do to achieve that goal. Okay, so number 1 is awareness on attack. And the ways you achieve this is being in positions where you can read exactly what your teammate is going to do, keeping a mental note of boost and trying to have a good understanding of how much boost your teammate has in all situations, making sure you also base your positioning off of what the opponents are doing. For example, if someone's completely rushing him to challenge him, you maybe want to slow down a little bit just in case the challenge is successful. But if he has a free ball and you know that it's definitely a free play, like a flick or an aerial, you can definitely push up a bit more aggressive and try and get that attack to work. And then lastly is, no matter if it's your teammate doing the attack or it's you doing the attack, try and always keep some boost or some momentum to make sure that it will only take like one flip for for you to be supersonic, and then you can get back and have a really fast recovery. Now the second most important thing is being proactive on rotation. So the first thing that you can do to work on this is using ball cam correctly, making sure you're flicking ball cam on and off while rotating so you can still have a good understanding of what's going on the pitch and where people are. Secondly, it ties into the first one a bit, but making sure you're rotating with boost just in case something does happen. You'll always be ready to go for a play if you're needed. And then thirdly would be noticing times where you can go for bumps or demos, which makes defense so much easier when you get these sort of timings right. I would like to add quickly as well, a lot of the time if they're already quite far up the field and you're rotating back, going for just a bump instead of a demo, like trying to kill your momentum a little bit so you just get the bump instead of the demo, can be really powerful, because obviously if you get the demo they're back in 3 seconds, but if you get a bump and they already have low boost, sometimes they can be out of the game for like 5 to 7 seconds, and that is a big difference when you're trying to attack. And the third most important thing I would say is the mental game. So for one, I'd put mental clarity. A lot of the time you need to realize that the people in your rank and the people like on your team will not understand that you're actually making the right decisions if you're following what I've said in this video. As I said before, a lot of people just complain constantly when you don't pass or things like that. You're not meant to go for passes in twos unless it's an 100% play, or maybe you're in comms or something. You're not meant to pass in twos. As I said, if you don't pull it off, it's a double commit. 90% of the time it's a double commit. If you're not going for the pass when it is that 10% chance that it will work, then okay, yeah, that is your mistake. But a lot of the time you shouldn't be going for the pass, and you also shouldn't be in the position for the pass. And if you're following this correctly, you should have mental clarity that you are making the right decision, no matter if they're complaining that you're not passing, if you're complaining that you're not in the position for the pass. You need to understand that you are actually doing the right thing, and because not every attack can be a goal. Sometimes you need to wear them down a little bit, take their boost, make sure they're committing their position and things like that. You can't just score every single time. So a lot of the time trying to go for a pass, which is in some people's opinion like a instant goal, it's never going to be like that, and a lot of the time it will get you scored on more than you score from it. Okay, and the second thing I would actually recommend is going over your own replays. A lot of the time in game we're working off like instincts and things like that, things we've learned, things that you could have done, things that you should have done. This sort of routine will make you improve very, very fast, because you're noticing flaws in your own game and you're also noticing pros in your own game. I will say though, I wouldn't recommend doing this a lot because it can get really overwhelming, because trust me, you will constantly see things that you can work on all the time, because there is no skill level, like there is no skill ceiling in this game, so you're always going to be able to improve. So I'd only recommend doing this maybe once a week, maybe twice a week at max. As I said, you can always do things better, but what I want you noticing is 1 or 2 things in your game that you think is crucial to learn. And the third thing is patience. You are never ever going to improve overnight. I've had some comments on my training video about like, I'm a couple days in now, I see no results. You are not going to see results that fast. Not in any way of life are you ever going to see results that fast. You need to be consistently doing this for at least like 1 to 3 weeks, and I can guarantee you will see huge improvements if you do that. Okay, so that's where I'm going to wrap up the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it helped you out. Comment in the comments what other videos you want to see me do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.